Hello and welcome to my channel. I will be showing you how I make my homemade vegan Pop-Tarts. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put 1 cup of berries of your choice in a small saucepan in medium heat. This time I used a mix of frozen berries, but sometimes I do like to use a mix of frozen berries and fresh berries. We are gonna cook this for about 5 minutes and occasionally stir and smash down the berries with a fork. Once they are sufficiently smashed down, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar and stir and take off the heat to let it cool down. After that, you can leave it in the same pan or you can move it onto a bowl like I did. Now we're gonna prepare the crust. We're gonna mix 2 cups of flour and 1 pinch of salt in the bowl. Then we're gonna add 2/3 cups of cold butter. Make sure that it's cold. And we're gonna cut it using either your hands, a fork, or a bean/potato smasher. I like using the smasher because it works really great, and then you combine it until it is well combined. Once it's well combined, we're gonna drizzle the cold water into the mixture. I used 4 to 5 tablespoons of water, and we're gonna add them a little bit at a time. Now we're gonna mix with a wooden spoon, and the dough should be moist enough to make a ball but not too sticky. This is why we add the cold water a little bit at a time. Once you feel that you can make a ball, we're gonna flour the surface and place the dough in it. I like working the dough a little bit before I start rolling it out. And then we're gonna roll out and cut out as many rectangles as you can. With this amount of dough, you should be able to make about 12 rectangles, but it just depends on how thick or thin you like to make your Pop-Tarts. Now I decided to cut my Pop-Tarts with a pizza cutter. I find that it's really easy to cut them this way. But you can definitely use a knife if you don't have a pizza cutter. Then once you have all of your rectangles cut out, we're gonna transfer them to a baking sheet. One by one, I put them in the baking sheet and place about 1 tablespoon of the berry mixture we made before in the center of the rectangles. Now make sure you have water handy next to your station because you're gonna dip your finger in the water and run your finger along the edges so that the edges stick together. Then you're gonna put the top of the Pop-Tart, and then we're gonna seal with the fork like so. Make sure to poke a few holes on top of each Pop-Tart, and then have melted vegan butter and spread it on top, and add a pinch of sugar on top for each Pop-Tart. This will make it golden. Now we're ready to bake for 30 minutes at 375 degrees. While that's baking, we're gonna start making the glaze. We're gonna mix 1 cup of powdered sugar, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and half a tablespoon of vegan butter melted, and mix them all together. Now we're gonna slowly add a splash of almond milk or any alternative milk you like until you get the desired consistency. Now you can leave your glaze this color, but I like adding food coloring to mine, so I added 2 drops of food coloring of your choice. I used pink and blue this time, so I added 2 drops and mixed them all together. Now that the Pop-Tarts are out of the oven, we're gonna let them cool down for 15 minutes or so that the glaze can stay on the Pop-Tarts. After they're cooled sufficiently, we're gonna glaze them. And I like making this design for my Pop-Tarts. So there you go, you have really great Pop-Tarts. They are homemade and easy to take on the go.